I pay for a reserved parking spot. My neighbor's boyfriend parked in it for a week. I had it towed. She says I overreacted. I want to be clear about one thing up front. I pay extra every month specifically for my parking spot. Not a shared lot, not a first-come, first-served situation. A reserved spot with my name on it that I pay a premium for because parking at my apartment complex is genuinely terrible. It was a deliberate financial decision I made so I would never have to circle the block looking for somewhere to put my car. 2 weeks ago, my neighbor knocked on my door with a request. Her boyfriend was visiting and needed somewhere to park for one night. Just one night, she said. He'd move the car early the next morning. Could he use my spot? My car was at the mechanic. The spot was sitting empty. One night seemed reasonable. I said yes. The next morning, the car was still there. Then the morning after that. Then the morning after that. I went to my neighbor the first time and reminded her gently that the arrangement was for one night. She apologized and said he'd move it that day. He didn't. I went back again. Another apology, another excuse. Something came up. He'd been busy. He'd get to it soon. This went on for almost a week. In the meantime, my car came back from the mechanic. I now had my car and no place to put it despite paying monthly for exactly that place. I was driving around my own apartment complex looking for street parking, sometimes finding it close, sometimes not, every single day because a car that was supposed to be gone the next morning was still in my spot 6 days later. I reminded her again. Same cycle. Apology, excuse. Nothing changes. After several warnings with zero follow-through, I called the towing company. They towed the car. My neighbor knocked on my door that evening and told me I had overreacted, that I had embarrassed her and her boyfriend, that I could have just asked one more time. I want to walk through the math of that statement. I asked multiple times. Over the course of nearly a week, each time I received an apology and a promise and nothing else. There was no version of asking one more time that was going to produce a different result because asking multiple times had already not produced a different result. I also want to address the embarrassment point. I didn't tow the car to embarrass anyone. I towed it because it was in my spot, the spot I pay for, the spot I had only agreed to lend for a single night, and every reasonable attempt to resolve it through conversation had been ignored. The embarrassment that followed was a consequence of parking somewhere for a week after being told repeatedly to move, not a consequence of me calling a tow truck. She agreed to one night. One night became a week. I waited longer than I probably should have out of neighborly consideration. The tow truck was not my first response. It was my last one after everything else stopped working. My neighbor and I haven't spoken much since. My parking spot is empty and available exactly when I need it. That's what I paid for. That's what I got back.